Hello and bienvenidos to Life's Questions and Lessons, the 5-minute self-reflection podcast. I'm your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. Let's get started with today's question. What unrealistic expectations are you still carrying? What unrealistic expectations are you still carrying? So, we are in full swing of our What Are You Still Carrying series. If you haven't already, I highly suggest you start with our series intro, just so you can ground yourself on what we're talking about, etc. But today we are talking about unrealistic expectations. And honestly, we might just do a series on unrealistic expectations on its own and all the different layers because the lessons I have learned, child, oh my goodness. Anyway, so I'm going to give a quick example of what I mean by unrealistic expectations. So let's say you go to this super nice, chic vegetarian restaurant. For those of you that don't know already, vegetarian restaurants only serve vegetables. Okay? So you go to this vegetarian restaurant, and you sit down, get comfortable, you open up the menu, the waiter comes over, and you ask for a steak, medium rare, with a side of potatoes. Okay? Mm-mm, mm-mm. Unrealistic expectation. Another example of this. It's January 1st, and it is time for you to make your New Year's resolutions. I don't play that game, but do you? You decide you want to work out 7 days a week for an hour each day. You have never worked out the previous however many years, but this year, starting January 1st, you're going to work out 7 days a week for an hour each day. Unrealistic expectation. It keeps going in relationships. This is a big one. Let's say your husband, your partner, whatever, always leaves dishes in the sink. They've done it for years. Every single morning, you wake up and you see dishes in the sink, and you're surprised every morning to see those dishes in the sink. I'm giving you these examples, and I know they sound really crazy, but sometimes we do things that are really crazy. And it's not to shame, it's not to judge. We obviously ask ourselves these questions in curiosity, not judgment. But I've had to learn this lesson over and over and over again. And I really want to share this with you. When you hold an unrealistic expectation, it is really important for you to, one, understand that that expectation is actually unrealistic. If someone is showing you who they are, how they behave, how they speak, how they interact, and you were expecting something different, you're going to be disappointed, A. And also, that's something that you need to figure out within yourself, right? That's what this podcast is really about. We don't necessarily talk too much about relationships with other people or kind of interacting because I really want you to understand and develop a very deep relationship within yourself. That is what self reflection really is. So we're bringing these questions and really exploring these questions so that you go, oh, wait, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I expect something different from this particular situation when it's always been that way? And if you do, so a perfect example in relationships, if you are looking for an alternative, you know, expectation, if you are looking for something else to occur, you need to understand that, right? And understand if that's something you need, you have to start embracing that and look and see what that's going to look like. So I really, really challenge you to come back to this question a few times. You know, you can get as deep as you want to, but I think when we have unrealistic expectations for ourselves that we are still carrying, or unrealistic expectations for those that are very close to us and around us, like our partners or our family, it is very, very important to explore those and start to release those expectations that are unrealistic, because there's just no reason for them, right? We need to understand why we have those thoughts and why we have, those beliefs that are not serving us, so that we can release them. And I will say with 100% confidence and certainty, once you do become aware of the unrealistic expectations that you are still carrying and go through the process of releasing them, there is so much freedom and so much calm and peace that comes from doing that. So that's what I had on my heart today. As always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to my words. And if this episode has been helpful for you, please share it. And until next time, take care.